tier 3 tournament.
Huge 2 Oh, okay, okay. I thought you
Yeah,
said
so
he
he's
was
not
like,
quite a Div 2, but he's like a bit close.
Sorry, usually when you bring up chat and you say the number 2, I always think of 2K, and then you said 2.5K, and I went, what?
Well, yeah, he's almost good enough to be a caster, according to Quake.
According to Quake, there it is.
But thank you for that information. When I looked him up, like, when people don't appear in, like, the first big tournament, or, like, they don't appear as stand-ins, it's harder for us to get information on them. So, and we can't obviously watch every single match, so I do appreciate that. I don't think he's as good as the Monster stand-in. Monster I really hold in very, very high regard, but this means that they have a reliable carry to play around, which is very key to the strategy, because their whole strategy this game has been essentially carry Wage, right? You have the Pugna to give him healing, Wage will act as a tank and as a damage dealer. You have the Invoker Alacrity, Mars to cover him. They do have a solid draft. I think it's a really solid draft. But I find the CK to be a little bit better than Luna right now. Also, in our experience in South America, the way they've been dealing with Tiny has been very interesting. Obviously, Tiny being the highest tier of carry and the highest tier of carry you play around, the way they've been dealing with him has been just a plethora of stuns. So many stuns that carry Tiny doesn't feel as strong anymore, even with stat resistance. So I think this strategy is being employed this game as well against the Luna.
Bring back craggy exterior.
No, please. This is why I give a slight edge maybe to black and yellow overall, because I think the strategy has worked well for teams before.
It's gonna be 3 runes here actually as well for black and yellow.
Yeah, see, they're already winning, Richie.
It is. This one is in the bag from the Ghastly Eerie from this vantage point.
I am curious as to what Godsea is going to do with this Scarlet Mage. I know I like his Scarlet Mage a lot. What we see in the league, he's been really impressive. A lot of good Scarlet Mages in North America. But against a Pugna, especially a Pugna support, a Scarlet Mage feels terrible to play. Because against a mid lane Pugna, at least you can burst him down quickly enough that you're like, well, I'll kill myself for the mid core, whatever. But when he's a support, it's like you're killing yourself for the other support. Not that big a deal. So we'll see.
Good start for the first wave for P1. See how RL CS is a new tower here with the Wex first level, of course, can go with no movement spells to avoid that EMP. Slight edge there for the Kunkka, as I think you'd expect, really. Melee heroes having a little bit of an easier time CSing, generally speaking, plus it's Kunkka.
Usually, Kunkka against Quaswex Invoker wins until Invoker gets enough points to spam Tornado and EMP constantly. Even then, I think Kunkka does beat him because of the side camp that he can farm.
Oh,
Vol on the top lane.
Yeah, he's got like no HP, 480, Sanctified chilling at a maximum of 300. You can't go less than 200, actually. So this is very low. Yeah, the HP does have a floor, and, well, he's going to drop the squirrel to the floor there. Yeah, there's a floor of 200 HP and
Vol?
100 mana.
Oh, that's good to know.
Remember the... Oh, okay, Tombstone. This is a little bit aggressive. They might get Vol, though. He's very low on the HP, but he's going to get one more stack of decay back, so he's going to be A-okay.
Surprised he used the mango over the stick that he had available to him. Right? I wonder why he values the stick charges more than the mango.
More healing, right? Didn't really need the healing.
Well, I know, I get that part, but like, usually consumables, well, maybe I'm wrong, but usually consumables are valued ever so slightly higher. So does that mean that if I'm playing in Silencer, by the way, I should pick heroes that have spells that cost all less than 100 mana, and that's the way to counter them?
Well, remember there was that one Blitz and Cav clip from very old Dota, like well before 7.0 came out, and they were bullying this Troll Warlord, basically. Back when, well, actually, of course, Akanzo still has that 8 steal, but they just kept picking him off on the map, and they wanted to see how low his mana could get. But I think Troll's got like 100-something, 115 mana cost back then on like the ulti.
Battle Trance? Yeah, and he couldn't activate it, that's true. There's a very famous clip of a Spanish caster who, actually the organizer of this DPC league currently, the top dog, who got killed so many times as Void that he couldn't activate his Chrono. And so his team kept flaming him because saying, use Chrono, but he couldn't because he literally didn't have the mana for it. Yep. So he bought Soul Ring to use the Chrono. It was really funny.
There it is.
Clever, though.
Have to go with something like a Staff of Wizardry just to be able to get the int pool to do it. Yeah, it can be pretty difficult. Sanctified, of course, even with 1 decay stack, has got very little HP. Not a whole lot of strength on a Squirrel, who would have thought.
Yep. So she is good at foraging for winter and running away from the Undying. So I think she's okay-ish. Like, she got caught earlier because the decay level 1 is so powerful, but once you get enough levels to be able to push back the Undying, I don't think she'll die too much. She's not gonna kill the Undying, but she at least will keep him entertained somewhat. And that allows Vol to actually have a lane. I mean, 18 last hits for being up against CK and Undying, that's pretty good. That's a really strong lane.
Not a bad lane to be an Undying in, but he's going to be eventually running a little bit shy here on his HP and mana. Never feels good to use any health regen when you have fake strength, kind of like a Morph lane, right? You don't want to use a salve when you're max HP, although there's another Tombstone for Bull. It's the Decay. Stick charges ain't going to be enough here. That last zombie will pick him off. Sanctified even could be in for some trouble. No more mana, though, for Braxy, and then that should be Sanctified A-OK. Let's check in with bottom, right? We haven't really talked about this lane too much. And here's Monster, the man you spoke so highly of. Or the Scorpion, I guess.
I'm very excited to see his Sanking. You guys are in for a treat. Especially because I haven't gone to watch Monster in the current patch where Sanking is considered one of the strongest offlaners, right? And he was still playing Sanking last patch. True, true. He's just a good hero in general, right? And Monster was playing a lot last patch to moderate success. I think his playstyle was really good, but the hero wasn't as strong. And now we're seeing Sanking having a lot of play. I consider him really high tier Sanking. This lane, though, is not a kill lane for them early because the Pugna. The Pugna stops the Scarlet Mage from having an ultimate, like, wow, so much harassment. Once you get Mystic Flare, though, yes, Luna will die or can die, but until that happens, the Pugna will keep the Scarlet Mage at bay. He even went for Concussive Shot, as you can see, which is a build you don't see anymore, but it's a build that's good against Pugna because you spam less spells. And it's all about the slow and the auto attacks.
Eventually, when that Nether Ward is maxed and you have a level 2 even Mystic Flare, you end up doing, of course, all that damage back to you. So we'll kind of look forward. I always kind of look forward to that interaction, right? It's much like playing Nyx Assassin versus an OD and reflecting one of his ultimates back at him. You can get in lots of ridiculous damage, pretty much.
It just feels really bad. I mean, I don't know. You never played Dota 1. Back when the Scarlet Mage in Dota 1, it was considered cheating if you picked Pugna against them. Like, the people would insult you for it. I've seen people leave over it in Dota 1 because, like, the idea is that this hero is such a nuisance to play against if you're Scarlet Mage.
Yeah, but people left over everything in Dota 1 because you could just, like, leave.
No, you couldn't just leave. Not back when Scarlet Mage was at it. There were already, like, the custom lobbies and stuff like that.
Just be dead top lane, good body blocks. There's no more regen for the Undying. And he said, well, use the wand actually, so he can dive in. The kill's actually onto God C mid lane as mother of all dives here. Another Decay, and they will get that kill. As for the 6-minute power rune, they had sensed that the squirrel was missing, had gone mid. And, well, it's going to go well, very, very well, actually, for Black and Yellow.
Radiant's top tower is under
What's exciting is the spear, right? The please leave me alone, guys. Just like get off my back. It wasn't even a spear meant to do anything. It was just like out of frustration that they're diving in that hard. Nobody can TP over to the Mars, of course. It's just a very tough lane for him, and Carahua is getting what you'd expect from a CK in the lane. That said, though, in last hits, Vol's doing a great job. Even if he's died a couple of times, so obviously the CK's net worth is still pretty high. Vol at least managed to get decent last hits in the lane, and the CK has been forced to engage into a lot of fights, which means his net worth is actually slightly below the Luna's, which shouldn't be happening with this many kills, but nature of the CK. You kind of have to decide whether you want to kill the enemy hero or you want to win your lane.
Pretty good tower damage in, though, especially for the first wagon, especially for an offlane tier 1 tower. Less than half HP already. So we'll see if Black and Yellow, they probably won't, but this may be a tempting target now for maybe not a first tower, pardon me, but perhaps an earlier push to just remove all the tier 1s and kind of threaten the map space that Luna has to farm. Not going to be the highest priority, but I think something that Black and Yellow could look for, considering I do think their early fights are much stronger, especially when Monster hits level 6 as he goes down bot lane now. Yep. Oh, almost getting the kill there onto Wage. Big Wand, though, we'll save him. Now the TP, I think that's the Invoker. Has no Urn Charge. Oh, 2 Urn Charge, pardon me. So throw the first 2 now on the Monster with the Cold Snap. Out of mana, out of life, and out of time. Monster will die.
Regeneration.
Yeah, as you were saying, the early game for Black and Yellow is a bit stronger, but they have to wait till the heroes get online and they kind of bunch up. They're much better when they fight together. The team fight's really good, I think, around minute 10, 12, when the Undying wants to go and bunch up with everyone else. But until then, these skirmishes, they have to be a bit careful. They're not free, for sure. Braxy comes to the mid lane. No Tombstone, though, so it's just for a D-ward. A Tornado EMP as well, Torn to protect Braxy, but it's an incoming EMP. No longer is Braxy useful. In fact, Braxy might even die. They go for the Squirrel, though, and P1 sees the opportunity. DK, 1 for the Squirrel. Sanctified avoids the hit here, and even with a Tidebringer clean, he's not going to die. So Sanctified will be fine. If he didn't avoid that hit, he would have died though. So that one level in Scurry, really important.
That was a very low roll as well. 15% chance for him to avoid that auto attack with Scurry level 1. Not the biggest thing. You don't buy MKB to get through Scurry, right? Like you certainly don't. So I think P1 is going to be a little bit upset that he missed that he rolled that low. But that's just life. And you play a game that's got some RNG in it. Bottom, Wage is all alone as well. Monster starting to farm very comfortably under tower.
Monster, Sanking, winning your lane, you're like, what do I do now? Usually I would just go top. I would lose my lane, go top, and then defend the lane, but now instead I have to push, and I'm not very good at that. So Sanking is in a bit of a dilemma. He's going to be farming his Blink Dagger, playing with a double bracer build, so he knew that he was going to go for this tower early, even though, like, I don't think they're going to be able to push it. Top lane, Volt. He does use the Arena Blood. Braxy is the kill, actually, thanks to the Tornado and the rotation from the Invoker. And with the MP, they also put Karko in a difficult position. Still has the Magic Stick, though. He wants to go back for the Squirrel, but Sanctified gets away in time. He acknowledges that Magic Stick and respects the CK stun.
Yeah, but the tower's being pushed mid. And,
nope. Oh, Karko's actually going to go for a solo kill. That was a bit too hasty. They have the cold step available in 1 second. Karko with the Urn still on top of him. Here comes Godzi to protect him, and Godzi will manage to get a counter kill onto Vol. Karhua gave him enough time to secure this, as they also see RL. They hit the X-Marker spot. Now the ghost ship. Both good. RL in trouble. Torrent hits as well. RL has a massive amount of healing, but nothing that P1 cannot cleave right through.
Yeah, Sanctified will scurry away into the trees, and, well, perhaps this is what I mean. Now P1 is actually going to push this tower. He was making a really good push towards the mid lane, even without the wagon, and instead decides to TP top and continue fighting with his core. That is a TP back now from the Mars. Arena Blood in 25 more seconds. P1 just gets in a little bit more damage to the tier 1 tower. Very dangerously low, but he's going to be forced back towards mid because Ray is starting to push with the DD rune as well. He pushes mighty fast, level 3 Nether Blast already. Try and get through the wagon, but it's, they're going to have to actually deny the tier 1 tower, so Black and Yellow are actually going to lose their mid tower first.
I think it's kind of inevitable if you're Black and Yellow that you're going to lose the tier 1s because Pugna is just so good at pushing them without having to commit too much. So that's why I like your plan of them trying to do the same, right? Because at least if you can't defend them, but you can at least equalize them, right? So I wouldn't have minded if CK tried to take the tier 1 offlane as well. It's almost done, actually. But Black and Yellow's priority should now be to take the tier 1 mid. Same with top. Like, I don't know if it's worth Monster's time, to be honest, to go top and defend like a Sankin usually would. Because all Pugna needs to do is stand near the tower and hit it once in a while. And then you can't do much unless you jump on the Pugna, in which case they can just bait you out, right?
Yep.
Now we're seeing stacks, by the way, being taken by both teams, except one team as a Luna and the other team as a CK. And Karko is realizing this wasn't the best plan. This is taking forever. Why? Why did they do this to him? What? Why is he taking the stacks? Where's Gonka? Oh, he's taking the Ancients.
No one defending. Well, someone defending top now is going to be the Undying. Of course, he can't really do much versus Pugna. Unless he gets way too many decay stacks up. Wage.
Yeah, but he's here to have experience more than defend, right? He's just here to be able to get that level 8.
Level 7 for him. All right, max Tombstone. He's pretty happy. He's a happy sailor.
Yeah, but second level on Soul would be really nice to be able to kill the Tombstone. To be able to survive. Heal the Tombstone, sorry. That's Monster. He gets speared against the Arena. There's the MP that hits as well. With the Duster, going to be able to see him the whole time. He's not going anywhere. P1 walks up to the high ground, realizes the high ground's a dangerous place to walk up to, and retreats promptly. Good choice.
Yeah, not a whole lot of teamfight remaining in the tank for 5ManMidas, so just a simple little Tornado to disengage was perfect out from RRL. Having a pretty strong game already now with a full vessel online. Not for the mid lane Invoker. We'll see what he decides to build into next. I don't think we're going to see the Midas anymore. I think that build has kind of fallen off a little bit. Midas into Ags, unless you have like maybe a Faceless Void, like some guaranteed sort of setup for that Cataclysm. Most Invokers I'm seeing now will dabble into an Orchid, maybe a BOTs, just for a little bit more of a utility out of the mid lane Invoker, and not so much look to scale immediately into Exort.
Mars has been 100 to 0, by the way, in the bottom lane with a combination of Sanking and Skywrath Mage. And yeah, I've seen that too as well. I think that this lineup though is a pretty good lineup for the Cataclysm. You have Bushwhack, you have the Spear as well, 2 setups, both pretty good because they can catch multiple heroes, assuming you go for the Shard and Spear eventually. I wouldn't mind if he went for that build either. I don't think Orchid is that value here either. P1 trying to push the mid lane tower, only Invoker to defend it for now. The rest of the TPs are coming, but a smoke from black and yellow. Oh, okay. I swear he's a good tanking. He misses the burst strike to the RL, got silenced. There's a tombstone, and that means it's difficult for them to counter initiate, but Mars will do so anyway. Try to kill off Monster. He does succeed. That tombstone is surviving for now. They need to heal it up though. Is about to die. The zombies are gone, but Vol might leave with them as the silenced Luna joins the fray. She has enough damage to use with the Mask of Madness because she's already silenced anyway. Wage gets the kill onto God Z. And now P1 tries to retreat, but the squirrel stops it. The BKB wasted. Braxy desperately going for that tower, which gets denied right after he dies. Oh, black and yellow. What a disaster that was for them.
Yeah, not too great of a fight for them. The Luna able to show up, of course, naturally TPing to her tier 1 tower. Really just no choice for CK, right? That's the power that Pugna provides. As the top tower is going to drop, I believe, just 2 illusions. Nope, it's denied as well, actually, by Invoker, pardon me. So CK just unable to really have the same amount of impact, unfortunately, for him in this early game, despite having a pretty nice early fighting builds. Power Treads, Armlet, of course, as every single game, basically, and CK. And now Echo Saber. So that's kind of a luxury item, this Echo. So he's had a good start and still is quite well off here in terms of net worth, but really putting it to use here in terms of looking for any fights. Luna already with her full manta on... No, not full manta, that was just an illusion rune, pardon me.
If Echo's like a early game luxury item, which is kind of an oxymoron, right? But you're right. Most CKs won't go for this. It's good for fighting early. It does help you farm, so it's not like you have to fight immediately as opposed to like a PKB, where you really want to utilize that. So at least they're managing to get some farm and beating the Luna still. It's not that big a deal. They got the squirrel now again by to Hoodwink.
Yep, good amounts of mixed damage for black and yellow means that the decrep save is not too high value this game, unfortunately, for Ray. It's really good if you're getting jumped by the CK and maybe even the Kunkka, but again, even Kunkka with some mixed damages. He's going to drop the boat now into mid lane. Spear is going to whiff. P1 BKB'd anyway, but there's going to be the life drain, even just level 1. It's going to dissuade P1 from going any further. Very aggressive play.
I think that's a good
by P1.
I think that's a good BKB though, because otherwise they use the clips there, right? Yeah. Otherwise, I think he dies to the Eclipse plus the arena. Also, I think he just got PTSD from the earlier fight.
Another bro strike, unfortunately.
This time it was less of a miss and more of not enough range, right? So, I think. Please, Monster, don't do me dirty like this. Dude. I'm hyping you up all game.
I'd still call that a miss, considering he was, you know, you could cancel that epi at any time, right? He had vision on Invoker.
He was hopeful. Are you gonna
I mean,
attack an NA player for being hopeful of all things, right? Like once again they're going up to the high ground. Actually dropped the tombstone here, so that means they want to fight, but no BKB on Kunkka because he used it earlier. Raxi, most of them gonna die here. In comes Monster, does not deny the tombstone. Monster uses the Yols, which sets up perfectly for that sharpshooter, and that's gonna be Monster dead, and the spear sends back P1. P1 also in trouble. They used the ice wall. P1 again, no BKB for this Kunkka because he used it earlier to prevent his own death, which is fine. But then went back in without the BKB.
Yep.
Which makes you question, why do you buy the BKB?
And needs to be punished for that.
Why
because
BKB?
5ManMidas now, they have basically all their ultis back up quite shortly. Mars just 20 more seconds here, or 10 more seconds, pardon me, on the arena. Another 45 for the Eclipse, but Invoker's going to have all of his spells already. Vol's going to just... Okay, he thought about trying to solo Roche, and then he's like, actually, this is really hard. And then he's not going to do it. Because he's going to go for a kill. Ancient Seal will prevent, at very least, the Spear from coming through immediately. A zoning Mystic Flare for God Z is not going to save him. Monster counter-initiating here. It's almost swept up by that Tornado. Pugna is going to be killed somewhere else on the map by Katakwa. That was down bottom. But Vol is going to live here. Black and yellow fighting underneath their ward, at least will expel the jungle invaders.
It's odd. I think the early game should still, like, it's black and yellow favored, as in they have the better squad for the early game, and they are securing a fair amount of farm on Katakwa, which has not joined a single fight yet, by the way. But I do feel like these team fights are kind of unnecessary. That said, if I'm looking at the net worth, the Kunkka is still staying pretty high up, Monster as well, so I don't think they're too concerned about this. It's not like they've fallen off at all. But I do feel like they're giving a lot of free team fights over to 5ManMidas, which is recovering them ever so slightly. And once the Luna hits her timing, then I do think 5ManMidas will have a bit of an edge. They do have a really good pro-Luna lineup. RL going for the BKB, so that kind of mixed bag Invoker where he's more leaning towards the utility. This game, Alacrity is the most important spell on Invoker, honestly, so prioritizing that would be a good idea. A Solar Crest would not be bad either. Hoodwink could consider that later. But Sanctified is currently just going for the Aether Lens.
Yeah, the one issue with Pugna 5 is that he does take a lot of farm from his cores, because naturally when you have a hero like this that excels at farming waves, that's kind of what you want to have them do, right? You don't keep them in the jungle. You don't take the safe farm and force your cores to farm dangerously. You kind of send them out. That's kind of normally what an offlaner does as well. So Vol's farm is starting to take a little bit of a hit. Again, he didn't have a terrible lane either, especially because his matchup was quite difficult and he did take 2 early deaths. Not his fault. Just a very difficult lane against the Undying CK. But his farm is starting to suffer now. He's pretty far from this BKB, and again, he's not getting any of this farm. He just has to watch Luna get it.
Yeah, that's true. That leads to... I mean, can you play a farm-starved Mars? I think once he gets BKB, it doesn't matter as much. But he needs to get that.
It's just going to be a little slow, and that's not that big of a deal because you just need to jump in first. But no one... Well, you've got the Squirrel to provide vision. I think it would be a lot harder if you had a different support duo. If you had, like... I don't know, what's a support that doesn't give vision? Maybe Lion and Shaman or something like that. Like 2 supports that don't want to be the first in. Hoodwink is like, whatever, you know, I'll scurry around the team fight, plant a tree, and then Mars can jump in on that, at least knowing something. Because I don't think 5ManMidas should, nor do I think they will wait now that they have the second BKB completed for RRL. If he lets his courier catch him, that is.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
We're gonna Roche now. There's the Lacardale I was talking about for the loadout. Aegis timing around the same time as she's got Dragonlance, BKB, Mask of Madness. It's okay-ish. Oh, they decided not to do that, actually. Good call, because the smoke was coming, and this Roche was definitely not going to be completed in time.
They've done well to deward the high ground as well, so this is not a trivial fight for Black and Yellow to find, even if they have enemies on their own jungle high ground. So they're going to make the smart move and move into the enemy triangle, which is maybe even the better high ground to hold, especially because you have dispatch of that top and mid lane tier 1 tower for Radiant.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They'd really like to now take control of the outpost, which means destroying this tier 2 tower. Luckily, they've got a wave properly positioned, and a Luna. So down it goes.
Dire's top tower
now things get a little bit spicier for Black and Yellow. They can no longer buy back in the fights and rather quickly get back into them here with TP to the outpost.
Radiant's middle
tower from 5ManMidas. Black and Yellow do at least destroy a mid-tier 2 tower. We'll get in the tiniest amount of chip damage here, tier 3s. But into the Roach Pit, go 5ManMidas.
Okay. You know what they say, if at the first you don't succeed, do it again. Exactly the same. And that's the same model for Black and Yellow, who is going to do the same thing again. Once again, the Living Carqua behind, but I think their 4 Protect 1 is strong enough. And they haven't realized that Roche is being done. So Roche gets completed. Wage already has that Aegis. It becomes a really tough fight, especially when you're carry, but the carry TPs to the tier 2, and now they actually burst down Bull. Monster dies at the same time, though, so it's going to be offlaner for offlaner. Who's going to be stronger out of the 2 carries? Probably the one with 2 lives. As Hoodwink. It's gone now with a concussive shot. Still has an opportunity to go for the bushwhack. Needs to bushwhack, and the Eclipse actually destroys Carqua. A chance to activate his BKB, and he does get it off, but Luna's physical damage is too high. P1 manages to at least BKB TP back home. On Wage, he wants more. He wants God Z. God Z reveals his position with concussive shot, which gives a chase for RRL, a chance. But this Skyreth Mage is too fast. RL closing in, he gets him, Ghost Snap, Spirit Vessel, EMP, RL's committing for this, his team has faltered, or RL, he has the soul of a warrior, and he gets the kill on the bird. Great job, RL. Now realizing warriors usually didn't get out of bounds alive. Oh no, what's happening now? 4 people are surrounding him. Wage, a secondary warrior of this team, joins his mid laner. Here comes the Hoodwink. They're slowly joining up. But oh no, the Hoodwink walked into an epicenter. That's the worst thing to walk into. Hoodwink almost dies. RL is actually the first to fall. And Wage instead decides to attack the Tombstone as he just destroyed 2 of the enemy team heroes.
Bird's back.
Godzi once again. He's back. He's back on the run. Oh, Godzi's dead. Godzi's fried chicken. He's gone.
He's got no armor. Luna's got a Crystallis.
He's Gonzi.
Even just one little crit there is going to nuke him down. Black and Yellow quickly losing the plot here. I'm not sure why they decide to run up to high ground like that. Absolutely no vision. Again, Radiant Triangle is still quite fortified. The triangles aren't as OP as they really used to be. Okay, they're going to try and nuke through Luna, and they might just get her on her first life. Indeed, they do. Monster assisting with the stun there. The old Scepter is going to be quite annoyed. Bushwhack not going to find him as he blinks in time. That's at least Aegis removed from Wage. All right.
And our monster lived, which is, you know, considering how the last team fights went, it's kind of a miracle that he lived. I think we did see in that team fight, though, that it's also the much that one carry stronger than the other, is that whoever has high ground wins the fight, which, you know, is pretty normal.
Yeah, Star Wars taught us that.
Wage, yeah. So, I feel like maybe both teams should try to take the fight in the right position, because it's clear to me that both teams have enough burst that whoever they catch first will die. Even if it's Kunkka or CK, which are relatively tanky heroes, they will die if the Eclipse get used on them entirely. And in the case of 5ManMidas, if Luna doesn't activate BKB in time, a Mystic Flare will 100% 100-0, right? So, just need to consider that. There's the Undying, Tornado, Braxy. I think Braxy will also fall. Actually, leave it to the Sunstrike.
Cool guys don't look
for
at
style
explosions.
points. Mars did look at it though, so he's the uncool guy of the team, but he's Canadian, so it makes sense.
RL didn't do it. One.
Yeah,
Big ol' cleave. Nukes to the wave. Very nice.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Wage is back to hitting the tier 2 tower. This didn't go well for him last time, but now that Undying's dead, he's feeling a little bit more confident. Location is used.
Dire's middle tower
A bit of healing, and there goes Wage. Attacking even faster now. Phantasm is activated though. Padua could potentially look for a little bit of action, but no, I think it's just a farm Phantasm.
Hype cast the Alacrity casting. That's the part. He does attack faster when Alacrity's put on him. And wait, Alacrity is about to come off cooldown and he can do it again, which he can't. Isn't that exciting? Is Godsey? Yeah, he is invisible. How did he manage to get the Invis rune? Did he just go all the way to the runes and then come back to the town?
Did he get hit by the tornado?
He did.
Why is he still Invis?
That's what I thought too, but that's actually indispellable. I checked it in the lobby a long time ago. At least the basic dispel does not work against him.
Interesting. Doesn't seem right.
Which is wild, because Tornado dispels Glimmer Cape, right?
Yep. Dispels Glimmer, dispels double damage, dispels Arcane.
Haste. Yeah. It dispels every other rune except for Invis. I don't know why. I actually did check this in the lobby a while back, because I saw this in a game, and I thought, is this a consistent interaction? And it is. Wage. Now attacking faster, but it's a top tower. Monster this time. First strike hits. The Chaos Ball on top of that. But they are missing Mystic Flare. There's the Mystic Flare. And once again, Richie, it's the story of the high ground. Ray will be the second to die. Glimmer Cape doesn't activate in time. And they even dusted the Invoker, I believe they do. But they need someone to stop him. That's going to be Monster. Oh, Monster. He got him. He almost didn't get him, but he got him. And he forced RL to use the BKB and TP.
You really like this Monster Saiking, huh? Are you okay over there?
I am really worried that every time I mention his name, he's going to make a misplay. So I'm trying to be conservative about him. I really like him, dude, but he's not had the best performance yet.
Black and Yellow, really both NA teams here today are just very excited for the upcoming release of the Kenobi show and are reacting to this famous line of dialogue. Obi-Wan Kenobi from Episode 3. Revenge of the Sith, I think it's called. I always forget, even though I can quote half the lines from the movie. It's over, Anakin!
The Kenobi show?
I have the high ground! Yeah. They're making one.
Is that a new anime?
Yeah, I think it's live action, actually. Your favorite Scottish actor's going to be in it. He was also in Trainspotting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's the first time I'm going to watch Star Wars.
Yeah, he's really good as well. Hopefully they do a decent job.
He is very good. Trainspotting is really good as well, and so is Trainspotting too. If anyone's ever wanted to watch some Scottish movies.
Yep.
Oh, they caught Monster again. I didn't say his name this time, but also he's going to live.
Well, has BKB now. Fresh BKB, that'll allow him to live at least.
I made a mistake.
Scott was now joining the fight. Has a BKB, but just going to chill inside the arena of blood. Now he's going to chill to the walls. Pushback as well. It's great damage. Bull jumps in, but he's decrepified and still alive. 2-second stun. The life train kiting out P1, but he now will BKB as an attempt to TP away in the face of 3 enemy heroes. He's disarmed the important one, so they cannot use that Alacrity to get through his TP. He will be allowed to live.
That was clutch. That was a really good disarm, actually. But also a fantastic life drain. And Vol really showing up in this last fight. kills God Z as well, just the little cherry on top. But that arena, now he played it, was really clever. He pushed him back by just making the arena, like, it was really difficult for 5ManMidas to stay in the high ground, not hit the walls, and then constantly God's rebuked them, keeping the spear towards the very end to maximize that stun time together with a hoodwink bushwhack, because that was on cooldown at the beginning of the arena. So very well done there by Volt, honestly. Very impressive Mars.
Can you still deny yourself as Pugna if you life drain a teammate and then just don't stop? That used to work.
I think you can actually. I'm not sure.
I think you can. I think I've said before when they removed the Techie's blast.
It's been forever.
Yeah, it's been forever that's worked. So I imagine it still does, because I don't think they adjusted life drain other than allowing you to cast Decrypt during it. But
we should chat with them.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think this is still the only hero that can deny himself. Pudge, Abba removed long ago. Quite recently, Techies
can't. Yeah. You're right. Alk can't either recently.
Oh, really?
I was removed as well. Yeah. By the way, on the...
on train spotting?
No. Yes, no. I think the thing about the life drain that we didn't really mention earlier, but one thing that people should really note about being a support is that Pugna's life drain works really weirdly with allies, where if they have full HP, they will start regaining mana from life drain, which is actually why this ball is kind of broken as well. Like, you're essentially a mana battery that doesn't cost any of your mana, because you don't lose mana when you're giving away mana by life drain, which is a really weird interaction. So, I think we're going to get to see it in play a little bit later, but especially with the Invoker, is particularly powerful, or even with a Luna later on, when she starts spamming the Lucent Beam constantly.
Yeah, Black and Yellow don't have any like really casual stuns. They have the Silence on Ancient Seal, and they have Torrent and X and Boat on Kunkka. But those are, although you don't really see Kunkka combos this late in the game, you do want to save those for kind of bigger targets than just Ray's Pugna. So he's getting off some like almost full duration life drains in the middle of these fights.
Yeah.
Has not gone for Aether Lens, quite curiously enough. Finally has it queued up. As they finally
okay, the Invoker. Nice. Against all this overwhelming damage, best thing you can do is build an A on disc. There's the BKBs you activate by everyone. Wage activates his own as well. Still has the Eclipse holding on to the Wage. He's gonna die before the BKB even ends. That means no Eclipse for this team fight. Epicenter's also been committed. Going up to the high ground, this time a two-man burrow, but Volt comes in with the arena and the BKB. He managed to kill off nobody just yet. Volt's actually on the retreat. Monster at least dies towards the very end of that
Luna's
fight.
back. TP to the outpost.
Luna is back, but P1's dead. Braxy as well. Luna has the opportunity to kill Karpla, get his revenge. Lucent Beam. Oh, Sunstrike! That is an impressive Sunstrike by RL.
Yeah, and that's going to be 5ManMidas winning that fight handedly then. Unfortunately, they would have loved to take Roche immediately after just to kind of get that second life back on Luna now that she did expend it. They're going to have to wait another minute and 5 seconds. Everyone will be back up for Black and Yellow by then. It seems like they're likely to be down at least one lane of barracks, as 5ManMidas will go up to the high ground after that fight. Oh, Sense Fight took the Hoodwink Shard. It's very goofy, this thing. You can control this illusion, and if anyone attacks it or targets it with a spell, it shoots a lesser bushwhack.
But if you hit it with an area spell, it does not shoot it, by the way, which is really
I think
weird.
it does if you kill it?
Yeah, I think so as well. I'm not sure, actually, to be honest. Wage has a BKB, but doesn't activate the Invisible Mystic Flare, almost kills him. The tower also helps, Life Drain as well.
Yeah, but Raid doesn't have
Come on, Pugna, just do it once. Just deny yourself to see
he doesn't have, I'm giving it everything she's got, Captain, but he doesn't have that much to give, so he's going to have to TP away.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, he's going to get the Life Drain heal afterwards, which does work on your allies as well, so that's going to be pretty useful. I think you should probably... And the reason, by the way, he doesn't go for Aether Lens is I honestly think that if you go for a Pugna 5, it's fine to go for Aether Lens in certain games when you can have more impact, but when you're fully saved, like this game, like you are not there for the push whatsoever, right? You're there to set up Nether Ward and reverse suck your carry. And I think that in this situation, it's much better to go for all this save on top of that. You know, the Force Step, the Glimmer Cape, Lotus Orb, you do a lot of the same thing. And that way, the enemy team is kind of forced to kill you in the beginning of the fight. And since Pugna has a lot of survivability now because of all these items, it's much harder, right, for Black and Yellow to initiate fights. As Monster stuns himself, he gets bushwhacked, life drained to death, and that's Monster gone. Nope, they somehow hit God Z with that spear that hit Braxy because it's the shard spear. Okay, makes sense. And the bushwhack will also stop Braxy. Nice deafening blast, making sure Vol doesn't just die just yet. Glimmer Cape as well. Vol is surviving, but Wage is taking a beating here by Karpla, who will TP in the middle of this, and he's gonna be stopped immediately by the cold snap. That BKB was miscalculated. And he took a second too long to TP. Black and yellow will lose 3, potentially 4, as Braxy is going to try to TP. RL does not detect him in
I
time.
think that's just the game, to be honest. They don't have Tombstone. They're playing against Luna. That's basically freely up to their high ground now because there's mid and top lane both shoving in. I don't see how they really boot the invaders now. They'll have the Sanking back in 30, but RL with a nice play because he basically prevents P1 from going in that fight with proper timing after he harasses the crap out of the bottom lane. Really no chance there for the Kunkka to get early on in that fight like he needed to be. Now with an Aegis still on Wage, and of course the Alacrity buff. This is going to be a very, very quick ending. Seems like for Black and Yellow, one of 2 tier 4s is down. There's the second, don't expose. P1 tossing in spells, tossing in the disarm, doing what he can. Tombstone at least is going to come back off cooldown, but this is still something that they can hit while still hitting the Ancients. There's the first life gone. Vote's going to just hit haplessly. BKB for Monsters. He does land a nice 2-man stun. They might be able to get Bull off of this. Yule Scepter is good for Wage, who is now starting to get some damage in on the throne, but the Torrent is going to be mighty annoying. Sandstorm holding her down here for a bit longer. They're trying to get around the fight here to eliminate Luna's team. They have at least forced back 5ManMidas. Okay, well done. Good hold.
Well done indeed. That said, they still lost both their tier 4s and they still had to use a fair amount of buybacks, but at least to gain some more time to potentially recover this game. I still think that obviously 5ManMidas has this pretty much locked and... Well, nah, that's not true. Well, considering how this game has gone, it could be anyone's game still. In a normal game, I'd say that Midas pretty much has this, because all they need to do is win one more fight and they got this. And Luna's still in her strong peak, right? CK still will take another 5 minutes to completely surpass the Luna. Also, her build on the Daedalus was a really clever one to be able to burst on CK even further. Makes it harder for the BKBs to be impactful from Black and Yellow, makes it so there's a dead item essentially on every single hero, and makes the burst potential of 5ManMidas shines even brighter.
Yeah, if this AC can get online, I think that's actually kind of a big deal. It's going to help the CK live a lot longer versus those crits, especially because he does now have Eye of Scotty. He's incredibly tanky, 4,300 HP. You give this man decent armor, he'll repay the favor. Well, unable to do that is going to be Ganzi and now Koraxi, both finished off here by the movements of 5ManMidas, as they will play it clean and push through the bottom lane to potentially get the Megas.
By the way, Chaz confirmed that Pugna can still deny himself. Also, my favorite is someone said, "It happens, I've done it." And we all know that you didn't do it on purpose. Thank you, though, for confirming that for us.
I've done it before as well.
And not on purpose.
Usually it's on purpose. You know, it's you're
okay.
You're on the enemy high ground. You gotta give it your all for your
You're
team.
like, I'm gonna die anyway. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna just extinguish myself.
I don't want to give any experience. Limit 25 talents has taken the Eclipse.
I'm gonna blow till the day I die. Yeah.
Or as you call it, reverse suck.
Yeah, well, you know. That is blowing, right? If you look at the source, would it not give you the antonym of sucking and blowing?
I don't know. So, I have a feeling that there's some like physics terms between sucking and blowing that are a little bit different.
You know what's interesting is you look at thesaurus, if that's the case, they're both synonyms and antonyms, which is very interesting, right?
Well, I guess it depends. Yeah, which context, right?
Yeah, that's...
Because the Zoomers could say this blows. That means this...
Yes, which also means this sucks. Exactly! You got exactly what I was going for. On point, Richie.
Yellow, moving in through. Yeah, I know you've been watching together. There's a DD run for Kadkua. Only for a couple more seconds, though. And of course, the Invoker can dispel that immediately. Doesn't look like this is going to pan out immediately into the dream fight that Black and Yellow wanted. 5ManMidas actually playing it super patiently. Very clean. Just fight around a ward, boys.
I love that they're just like, all right, guys, we're out. What do we do now? The smoke failed. We haven't found anyone. Oh no! Oh, they're bottom. Okay. Let's reconvene. Let's show our smoke. We go back to the high ground and we try again.
Pretty much. Definitely weren't expecting that. Really awkward place as well for 5ManMidas to be holding. A lot of teams will do that in the triangle ward spots, so we might be fighting them.
There's an arena on Bull. Bull's just chasing down the monster. Okay, sharpshooter misses, so that's one spell down.
Bushwhack too. Sort of cool down. Monster going in. Good damage.
And they have the arena, but I think Wage is dead. And she has no buyback. It's a really solid chance. They remember the Invoker. They tried to, but he has the BKB, so he's going to be fine.
Monster hits
and
him.
So we'll... hits him once. Everyone in 5ManMidas except for the Luna will be able to make out of here alive. But Luna has no buyback there, so that's a pretty big deal. Can they do something with this? Got what? Oh, he doesn't have the cleave talent anymore, it's true. I wonder if you consider going for a Battle Fury late, just so you can actually push up faster. If this goes to Megas, like I don't think you have enough of a push here on the CK. I don't know if that's really worth it. You kind of need to beat the Luna.
I think it's a little bit... I struggle to see a scenario in which 5ManMidas get Megas and don't finish the game, though, to be honest. With a Luna, I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe your money is better spent on something else. What's he got in the quick buy? Is it still is on the fire?
Yep.
So for now, 5ManMidas struggling to close out this game. 11k net worth lead, and Luna does now have buyback yet again. Seems like a couple of bounties picked up. Ark wants to do that for her. Monster keeping chase. He's gonna miss the stun on the creep wave. He's not gonna miss all that damage. Plenty of it with the sandstorm.
Can they catch him here? Are they gonna reveal himself? Vol has blink dagger in 1 second. Maybe pushback first. Is it more secure? Okay. Well, that's not gonna ever hurt. I think he actually missed the bushwhack as well.
He did miss the bushwhack, that's right.
I hate when I miss my bushwhack. It's so annoying.
Oh my god. I was like, I missed my bushwhack, this blows.
Or shucks, as some people say.
Oh
anyway, but yeah, I'm surprised he missed the bushwhack there. I would have initiated with bushwhack, but when he was closer to trees, probably. Because bushwhack is a very slow spell. So, like, the projectile mind is very slow, so it's actually... Psychic could usually avoid that with the Yules.
Yep. Well, I'm very surprised. Yeah, I think Monster maybe even thought he was going to end up dying there. But no, Bushwhack is going to miss. Okay. Pushing us slightly precarious now is IRL, as Invokers are wont to do. He's going to... He's going pretty deep. This is a little haphazard by him. There's a fight kind of breaking out back here. Vol could look to catch someone. It's going to be the Kunkka caught inside his arena of blood. Doesn't land no spear though, so the BKB is going to lead him away to safety. Invoker still on the high ground, has dispatched of one of the tier 4s. He's getting himself Alacrity now. That's going to trigger more TPs now out from black and yellow. Can they cancel any of these? Yes. They've at least stopped Braxy from TPing back. And Invoker is easily going to be able to get off the high ground. It is going to be a successful move there for the 5ManMidas lineup.
Yeah. The only person that could really stop this push, well, you have two people. It's the Sand King and the Kunkka, right? But Kunkka didn't go for travels yet. He still has the face boots in his inventory. And Sand King, you baited out his travel TP, which means that Invoker's is kind of free to split push. And they have a little bit more mobile lineup just because of Invoker's movement speed alone and his natural pushing power. And Invoker, who, by the way, went for the full buffing build, which I love, with the Soul Crest, which gives Luna a little bit more time here. The team fight from Black and Yellow still not looking amazing though. They kind of need a little bit more catch build on the other cores, but Sand King has kind of fallen off, unfortunately. Usually by this point, Sand King would get an extra item. Even the shard would help a little bit just to have some area damage to kill the supports, but they just don't have it. The monster just kind of fell off, and he's been killed too often in the team fight.
Solar Crest, Alacrity the wagon. This wagon.
Genuinely?
It's gonna win him the game. There it is. Now 5 minutes into it. Yeah, it's definitely a strat worth doing. If you can double the attack speed, triple the attack speed, triple the damage on a wagon, yeah, that thing hits very hard. Back in the good old days when you could enchant and wholly persuade wagons, it was a strat to just run around with 4 wagons. You could collect them. Lane, full, forced to BKB. Mr. Player was doing a number. Not well as well, would have threatened to do an even bigger number. Reality Rift at 20, pierces spell immunity, quickly approaching this 25 talent. Probably going to see the Phantasm duration. Usually that's what I see CKs go for. And this is Roshan number 3, holding an Ag's Blessing up, ready to be taken. Seems like 5ManMidas will go ahead and kick that off now. Harpy Scout, who's got the...
Oh, is this Scarlet? No.
The Invoker? Who?
Hoodwink.
Hoodwink, thank you.
Okay, so they have that. They have the Arena Blood still, but silent stuff is Mars. Doesn't activate the BKB. Oh, he didn't have it, actually.
Roche
okay,
Bash.
Rage gets stunned by the Roche here. He still needs to steal it.
P1.
And Yule sends him flying. So P1 takes it. There's the Arena finally we're looking for Vol. But Vol's arena is right after he's lost the Roche here, which is a really big deal. As the Gremlins wait for a couple of seconds, but eventually CK can just mow him down. He's been disarmed and destroyed. Ray also gets brought down in a matter of seconds, and P1 going for RL. They actually stand a chance here. Vol setting a line of fire. Don't cross this line. Back and Yell does not respect this, but they do get bushwhacked as a result.
Okay.
And nothing will happen after that. Only Luna die, a couple of buybacks there. Particularly Vol's is a very important one because you kill him once more and the team fight's done for 5ManMidas.
Great fight by Black and Yellow. They have gotten themselves back in this game. Cheese was also claimed by them. I did not see who took the Ag Shard. There is a refresher online, actually. So they needed to send someone back.
RL? RL?
BKB.
Why are you solo? He has nothing.
Okay, Ancient under attack, but Monster's here to take care of it. Don't
Nullifier?
worry. I think we might see a base race here.
No, Monster can defend solo, I think.
Versus
Tanking might not be the best at pushing, but he must be able to defend.
versus a Luna, he can't though.
All right, if Luna decides to, well,
Yep.
he can stun her
He
once.
can stun her once, maybe.
His Yos was actually with one in that
Very
fight
true.
though, so you know
Very true.
that was a big
This
Yos.
is gonna be a little bit of a spicy ending to this one, I predict. One.
As I said, you know, you never can really determine who's gonna win this game. It's kind of dependent on where they fight. Like, yeah, we can analyze the draft. There's a lot of points to be made there, but you guys have seen it depends on who initiates on whom, and on top of that, where they're positioned in that fight, because it's just been hectic and all over the place.
It's actually the Chaos Strike chance instead of the Phantasm duration.
Makes sense. With the Luna and Mars in general, they can clear your illusions relatively quickly, whereas the Chaos Strike chance allows you to utilize them, base CK a bit more, and that's what the build.
Speaking of base race, Vol trying to at least secure the Megas. It's going to trigger another TP back from GodZ. Vol activates his own BKB. Throne is taking a little bit of damage, but don't worry, it's just one melee creep, and Vol will TP away. No, TP cancelled by the Burrow Strike on Monster, and GodZ is even going to live. Bigger creep wave is back. It's okay.
Die back.
Black and Yellow can still defend. Don't worry about the narrator. It's okay.
That is not good though. You just lost the Mars for 120 seconds, and they know this as well. They don't have him. So as long as they play with the Aegis and they just force this, you have so many travel boots. Monster even has the level 2 travel boots now to be able to TP to heroes. The Scarith Mage, GodZ, just walk forward at this point. Go meet Carjo in the middle. The lack of Mars, I don't know if that's enough for them to initiate though, because they're missing the Sanking
They
too.
actually buffed bots too, by the way. They reduces your channel TP by 1 second. Okay, Carjo might just die. Okay, he's just dead.
You say by... Well. Yeah. That's a tip by Vol as well, who's the other guy who did the same thing, by the way. What do you mean they received by 1 second, did you say? Okay, that's...
Huh? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of a big deal.
Oh, channel time. Sorry, I thought it was cooldown for a second.
No,
Right. My bad.
TP time.
Channel time is a big deal. No, I agree. That's a very big deal.
I'll take your tribute.
So yeah, pretty big deal. The bots used to be. Oh, hold on. They might be fighting. Okay.
Oh.
And they,
I found the Luna.
nope, they can't nuke her.
Wage has BKB and Daedalus. GodZ. Yeah. Ghost after working in his favor, but they hit him with a bushwhack this time. And thanks to the Sunstrike, he's dead. Tombstone, we're gonna fall in a matter of seconds. It's too late for Tombstone to be impactful. Definitely last use. D1, trouble. Oh, Wage! He is gonna be bursted down this time thanks to the Torrent Storm. So Black and Yellow can hold their own even without the carry. Luna does have buyback.
Unbelievable, this game.
Unbelievable. Burst Strike, Aeon is triggered for RL. RL thinking of going against Monster, but he dispels everything with Lotus Orb. Monster is going to be safe for now. Very fast little Sanking with a Travel Boots level.
That's the second time this Kunkas Water Park has really made the difference in a team fight. So P1 did definitely secure that Axe Blessing from the Roche fight, Roche number 3. So he took all the bounty, as a good pirate is wont to do. But for now, 5ManMidas still thinking about maybe trying to make a play for these bottom barracks as they erect a couple of observer wards actually over the triangle area. 10 seconds until the CK is back. Luna does have buyback, but without BOT, she could not quickly get back in the fight down here. Sankang. Does this still work if you're invis? Probably, right? Let's see. Is Monster gonna get a bushwhack shot?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
AoE damage.
Also,
Oh, the wagon. Plus 112 damage.
Wagon?
There it goes.
go
Get
Cardi!
him.
Go Cardi!
It was like all the short films from this year. They were all about the carts for some reason.
Are scanning.
Oh, because everyone knows that's the most important creep in Dota 2.
What does the carry truly need? A siege weapon.
That's true, actually.
Top lane.
Somewhere.
Monster 25 has taken the Sandstorm Slow and Blinds talent. I've got what?
What did you do?
He's going to at least throw an arena down for Kadhua, and Reality Earth pierces BKB. Kadhua is going to BKB as well, but he's being body blocked by his own illusions. And he's going to flick forward. It's another Reality Earth because they can ignore his Arena of Bloods because they have BKBs. And that is going to be a kill there. Okay.
Bounty.
Why?
RL going hunted. He's going to be able to dispel the Ruler, as you said earlier, does indeed work. Braxy throws up the Tombstone. He's going to get a TP in now for Monster. 1 second reduced TP. Lots of zombies spawning in now with the double Tombstone. They're going to buy back on this, in fact. They're hunting for more. Kunkka trying to stop anyone from TPing away, but he's going to get bushwhacked here. And instead, it's going to be one child left behind. George W. Bush rolling. No, he's still alive. He's rolling in bed because he's probably asleep.
Oh my god. That's right. I guess we're in NA now, so they get this.
Yep.
Are they not too young for that?
No, because this is the generation affected by no child left behind.
Oh right. Okay. That's true. That's true. Now, picture this, Richie. Imagine in that team fight down bottom, and they had Mars instead of him wandering around like a nomad. Right? Well, might have been easier.
It might have been. Luna.
Now they have enough team fight. Like I was talking about the lack of team fight, black and yellow. They're making up for it. It's like the Vice down on the Kunkka, the Sand King.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he can just scurry, right?
Yeah. The Sand King also built up is going to build up the rolling blink, a bit more of team fight as well. And they have a helm themselves on Braxy, which is now a mandatory late game item for supports.
Tower is under attack.
It's kind of huge, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's that fast. That bot's 2 upgrade is kind of a big deal. He was so fast to actually TP in there. It's kind of unexpected. Okay. Whoa. Again, doesn't really care. Oh, they found the Invoker. Has a BKB, has an Aeon Disc. Of course, that status disc not going to help you versus Torrent or Yules.
Also, Nullifier.
And Nullifier. Did they time that properly?
I didn't think so, but the Aeon Disc buff was not on him.
Top tower is under attack.
That doesn't. Nice to avoid the spear. There's the BKB used to roll Kadhua. Get out of the arena while the BKB lasts. Nope, he's just gonna stay there. It's cozy inside. Okay, that's fair enough. Tornado used to stop Kadhua from dealing any damage, but here comes the Sand King with his BKB still active, trying to stop RL, who has his own BKB as well.
Oh,
the two
bushwhack.
Ks are fighting against each other in a duel to the death. They're actually facing off finally, but Luna has a Hurricane Flash. She's a coward. She's gonna fight from the back end, and she's gonna win. Monster dies, thinking that black and yellow was going in when they were in fact retreating.
Spicy Sunstrike.
Sunstrike does not kill anyone though, so that's good. Spicy or not.
That was a little spicy. Kadhua as well.
It's a white level of spice.
Oof, this is definitely much closer than I thought it had any right to be. I want to look at this graph. That is a graph indeed. Peaks and valleys here, Avo. Peaks and valleys. Almighty mountains. We need a little happy little tree over here.
Yeah, I mean, just another way of saying this game has been a roller coaster of plays.
Of reverse catches.
Reverse catches, that's the word. Thank you so much for that. You won? Oh. No, they actually killed him. They actually killed him thanks to the sharpshooter. That was brutal. Kadhua going in, finding the Pugna, and Ray is also destroyed. In exchange for Monster, it seems like, as Monster activates the BKB. Bushwick, of course, will miss. Luna has no way of getting closer to him. So he has to accept Monster will be able to retreat in time. They use the fake squirrel to distract them, but that's not going to work. They're not dogs.
I'll take that.
Kadhua now has a casual Mage Slayer, of course, does build into the upgraded Bloodthorn these days. Do your illusions get that? I don't think so, right? Yeah, because they can't bash. So do they get like Mage Slayer?
What?
Will the CK illusions, will they proc Mage Slayer?
No. I don't think so, right?
I have no idea, because it's not a crit, it's not a bash. I assume so, right? Because Diffusal works on illusions.
Well, he wouldn't proc that. You don't proc the bash.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, that's a very good question. Can you imagine if you proc bash on illusions? That would be PL next meta.
PL for every game forever. PL Naga Siren.
So who took the Axe, by the way? Did you see it?
Yep. Cataclysm ready to go. Might make a little bit of a difference here. With Cheese is the Mars, and Refresh is for the Luna. Double BKB, double Satanic. That means Aegis is actually on the Invoker. They're expecting this refresher shard to do a lot of work for the Luna as they will look to close out the game once again by going up to the high ground. Melee barracks fully recovered. Volt still invis. RL starting to do the damage.
Oh, they missed the first spear, but it's fine. Got Z. Still dead here. As Monster in trouble himself, activates his own BKB so he can scuttle away. Once again, the battle of the carries. Seems like Luna holding her own for now, as we still have the Satanic and of course the Refresher, but there's a Phantasm. CK using his full power on the Luna. The stuns are too powerful. Wage could still die here, but thanks to the Refresher, activates the Eclipse now with the BKB. Karakua's forced to retreat. Karakua can't retreat because the stuns on that Eclipse. Karakua needs to fight to the death, and unfortunately it's going to be his. As he falls, he does have buyback, but the racks are finally dead. And the black and yellow will come back in with a vengeance, trying to avenge their buildings. And Karakua as well, who just died. A little piggy went to the farmer's market. Little piggy got left behind. A little piggy is going to revive here with full HP and full mana. Without any sort of save, he is just going to die.
Okay, that's Megas at least. Ray might end up dying back here as well, as he is going to reflect a couple of spells. Going to start life draining. And he actually manages to out-heal the Mystic Flare level 3. That is very impressive by a Skeleton Boy. But it's still going to be Black and Yellow, who holds pretty costly defense. And only one buyback forced out by ManMidas.
That's also without the left straight heal town, by the way. Isn't that crazy?
A little bit.
Anyway, with those two dead, Black and Yellow have probably one last chance at a push, I think, which is this one. I don't think you can do much more after that. They still have the cheese, as you mentioned, but I don't think that's that relevant. Oh, we got a Mega. You know, here the Helm of the Dominator taking a different a different use, as you can now get the Mega creeps. That's useful.
Cut the mid wave, so this is gonna have to be this one wave. They're gonna have to escort the Black and Yellow.
Okay. Should be okay. As long as the creeps near the base. They only want tier 4s at this point. They just need to run before the creeps and try to kill the Luna. I mean, they don't have any other save on the Pugna and the Invoker. And now they might also miss Sanctified. Phantasm has been used. The shard finally up in the CK. Beautiful bushwhack.
That was the lesser bushwhack.
However, Sanctified's dead.
The illusions aggro to the illusion. Because illusions, they always, you know, you can't stop them from aggroing to each other, those things.
Okay, yeah. Illusions are attracted to each other like magnets. Everyone knows that's how illusions are formed.
And they've got
magnets are magic.
Slowed this push considerably. Sand King, of course, back to defend. I do have Hotkey set up for the base race. What is it? It's F2 for me on the Dire Throne.
Okay. Been excited about this base race for a while, but it's just going to be one base being pummeled. They're taking turns. There's like Pokemon. And CK. And he got stuck. And actually a second spear. The bushwhacks and the stunlocks in general are good, but they messed up there ever so slightly. Miscalculation by Vol as they get the second spear. Which Black and Yellow is capable of freeing themselves with the BKBs. Black and Yellow, of course, deciding this game hasn't gone for long enough. Let's retreat.
This isn't a base
5
race.
more minutes.
We can't base race right now.
5 more minutes and they get 60-minute items, and then maybe they can turn this around.
It's gonna end in a base race. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how many times I need to say this, Abba.
Radiant's courier has been
this one, we're gonna have a base race. Let's look at that high ground push from Luna.
Oh, they just killed Luna's courier with a butterfly, by the way. That's huge. That was, I think that was Karakua? Yes, he did. He killed Luna's courier.
Full, back in action.
But because he's acting like an illusion. They don't know.
135 gold each for these bounties at this stage. Peaks and valleys still. Lots of peaks and valleys. We're going to make another mountain. With buyback now is Luna. Without it, crucially, is Karakua. Not for another 4 minutes and 30-odd seconds. P1 does have it here in terms of his cooldown, but he's bought out for the refresher. Truly Kunkka's Water Park. He doesn't have the slide yet. No tidal wave yet purchased. But the double Torrent Storm is going to be starting by very annoying.
Oh, the slide whistle?
Well, the slide for the tidal wave.
Yeah.
Torrent Storm is I guess, well, what would Torrent Storm be in water parks? I don't really go to water parks.
The apocalypse, like when it all breaks and everyone starts dying in the water park, and there's been like a massive malfunction.
Does that happen to you a lot in water parks?
I mean, I have this friend who's really fat. The slides really cannot take him, honestly.
Fair enough.
It's our manager.
Sanctified.
Anyway.
Has got himself an Axe as well. Hunter's Boomerang. One of the few status resist reducing abilities in the game. 25 talents. Bushwhack radius.
Truly, you have run out of things to say to be able to say that.
Well, hey, it's true, isn't it? It's the thing else.
I think it's the only one
I think
now.
Bane.
Right?
I can't remember. They change Enfeeble every patch.
No, Bane is not anymore.
Cast range,
and,
right now it is.
Yeah, no, it's a cast point reduction.
And cast range, I'm pretty
It's
sure.
very good. Oh, sorry, I think Zeus jump is the cast point one. You're right, I think it is cast range for Bane. Yeah.
Mars, 25 talent. He's taken the HP regen talent. I've never seen anyone take this before.
Really? I think it's pretty good when you're playing. Like, I think if you're a Mars that's planning to carry the game, the God's Rebuke seems better. But especially in a cladding game like this one, I think the regen is going to do wonders.
Someone's got DD. We'll see where Wage decides to go with this. It might just be the jungle.
Mage Slayer does not work on CK illusions, by the way. Just in case we still had that doubt.
Okay.
Chat's so useful today, guys. You guys are like our the third co-caster. You're the Merlini to our cast.
Yep. What did Immortal Faith say yesterday? Chad is my other coach, right?
Yeah, my assistant coach, I think. I think that's what they call other coaches usually. Hey, go call the other coach guy.
Sub-coach.
in case I'm sick, coach. Oh my god, really? Vol's just gonna initiate like that with Cataclysm, and that's gonna be enough to kill off Braxy. But they forgot about the Aeon that's got Monster, which saves him completely from the Aeon. There's a second arena now for the Scarif Mage. Go one support, now the other, but Braxy's back. Activates a Tombstone, which I think is already done for. Yep. Doesn't have Reincarnation just yet. Luna has big caught there though. First stun, second stun with a Mystic Flare. Goshen will hit. They forced upper though. That saves him the Goshen. Activates Satanic, which is still alive. Garqua trying to mow her down. Here's the Eclipse. Oh, he's 1 second beginning for Garqua. The illusions to mitigate some of the damage, and finally Wage will die. Garqua, of course, forced to retreat. Go back to the base. The creeps are taking it. Don't let this game end. This game must go on forever. Don't ever let it end. Black and yellow. I want to age here. I want to have shoulder while this game is still going on. Vol dies as well. The push is unsuccessful. Black and yellow lives.
For now, as Luna has returned to the fight already, level 29. Ray pulled back in. Oh, but a Bushwhack finds the two. They're going to nuke through the Sand King. That's a dive back from Monster. Kadhua, this could be it. He's going to go down as well. 2 minutes he's dead for. And that certainly means at the 1 hour mark, this game will be over. Undying, he's going to be respawning, but the throne already down. 5ManMidas takes an hour to take game number 1.